Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the review of the best car in the world, the Honda Jaazz 2009. Now, it has been said that this car is a bit of a grandmother's, an old person's car, but in this video I am going to prove to you that this car is the best, not only for grannies, but for everyone and anyone. This Honda Jaazz is an IDSI SE5DR from 2009, and it was bought recently for just under £2,000 on about 78,000 miles, and the model, won the Japanese Car of the Year award in 2001. As did its successor, to be fair, the next generation. So, you know, Japanese cars are very good cars, so that is quite high praise, I must say. But now, the first type of person that this car is very good for, I must admit, is grandparents. Now, I have to admit that the stereotype of this car being sort of a granny, an old person car, in some regard is true. You can see that it's quite high up. Older people generally like that because it means there's less bending down to do to get in the car, but as well as that, it does look a bit like an old person's car. Okay, not a bit, it looks completely like an old person's car, but who's saying that's a bad thing? Possibly me. It's probably my least favourite bit of the car. It doesn't look bad as such. I just don't think it looks particularly good. You're not going to look at it and go, that is the car I want, that is the desirable mobile of my transport. So I have to admit, it does look like an old person's car, and it doesn't look, in many ways, nice, but it's not overly offensive, I would say. There's nothing that's particularly sticky-outy, gaudy, bad about it. So I don't hate it. And let's be honest, there's so many other good things about the car that I really think you can let that one fly. If anything, it's like an undercover weapon, because no one's going to suspect that when you fit a V8 under the bonnet, or even just use the engine that's in there, that it is the machine that it is. They're just going to think it's Doris on the way to do a weekly food shop. So there we go. It's not incredible. You can make your own judgment up on that one, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Now, the second person that this car is particularly good for is not the grandparent, but the parent. Now, I must say the boot and the space in general inside the Jaazz is excellent. You get 353 litres of boot space just in here with the seats up, and that is loads. You can really just disappear and swallow stuff into the car. Like, you can fit all sorts, many bags, all sorts of things. In fact, I brought some stuff to demonstrate, so I thought some stuff that the parents like to put in and use. So I brought a bin. I feel like parents are big into bins these days. I don't really know. I'm not a parent, if you hadn't guessed. And then some stuff that kids like as well, because parents have kids. That's the whole sort of thing. I don't really know what kids are into, so I brought a PS3 controller. I feel like kids still play with PS3s.
Yeah, they should do.
Yeah, exactly. See, so, you know, I'm not saying that demonstrates the full sort of capacity of the boot, but you get an idea for it. And then there's also a bit of space underneath the boot, but there's currently a spare tyre in there, but you can fit some other tools and stuff in there as well. It's very, very good, I must say. And now we'll go on to the middle seat. Now, there is a lovely amount of space in here for your passengers, so as a parent you can put loads of kids in there. I mean, 3 obviously it is the max, and maybe put your own kids, not anyone else's, but they can fit in there in nice comfort. And as well as that, it's insanely easy to put down the seats. I feel like I'm going to say this and it's going to take ages, but if you believe me, where's the... There we go. See? Lovely and easy. But once it's down, perfectly flat in line with the boot. So you can genuinely get so much in there. Like, you could probably... Yeah, you can get a bike in there. I know that's been done. You can get all sorts. It's really good. Genuinely, the Jaazz does an excellent job of that. You could move house with this. Just this. Forget all those lorries. Get yourself a Jaazz. But now, the next person that this lovely car is excellent for is, of course, the Jaaaazz player. Now, here in the interior, you have plenty of nice little gimmicks and stuff like this. For the standard stuff, you've got your radio, you've got your CD player, which is nice, you've got an aux cable, which is very nice, there's not that in my car, and then you've got your nice steering wheel, pretty chunky, which I quite like. It's got a nice texture on it of little dots, but if I forget trypophobia, is that the whole phobia?
Yeah.
You won't be having a good time if you have trypophobia, because it is quite dotty and holy. But anyway, you've then got a few controls on your steering wheel, but not too many. Steering wheel is adjustable up and down as well, along with your seats, of course. Oh, that's quite far back. We've then got plenty of spaces if you want to store your musical instruments, such as this harmonica. You can store it down there. You can store it in here, down in the cup holders if you like. And then what is really brilliant is there is loads of space along the sort of underside of the dashboard on both sides. So you can store your harmonica down there, you can store your harmonica down there, and then of course in the nicely spaced glove box, which has plenty of room in it for your harmonica. So there we go. We've got AC, which works, heater, which works. We've got party news, which is all one needs in a car, really, I'd imagine. And yeah, it's pretty good in here. It's pretty comfortable as well. It's nice and spacious, it's nice and airy, because there is, of course, a roof light. That's not right, is it? Roof. Why is
I can't remember what it's called.
I know, we said it like 2 minutes ago, and now, you know what I mean. There's glass in the ceiling. It's very strange, actually, when you think about it. But it's a fairly comfortable place to be. Nice adjustments on everything. Cubbies down here as well, one down there if you want to keep a few change for your parking, for the smokers out there if you fancy having a little fag in your car. You've got a very, very thick ashtray and plenty of room to keep everything. You have, yeah, of course, a nice round knob, which we do appreciate. It's quite small, and it's got this sort of bouncy bit on it, like you get in a Fiesta or something, but nice enough, no complaints. So yeah, overall, it's a good interior, man. Like, you, for the price, for the year, you're gonna be happy with this. It'd be brilliant for pretty much whatever you want to do. Yeah. And then, of course, the next person this car is going to be perfect for is the petrol head. I didn't really think of a costume to wear as a petrol head, so I just brought a backwards cap and James May. I thought that might suffice. So he's coming along for the trip with us. But anyway, as you can probably guess, the Jaaaazz is not particularly powerful. It's only got a pretty small engine. It's only got 83 horsepower. There's a van coming towards us very angrily. We pull in. Do you know, I can't seem to do a driving feature without crashing into everyone. You are welcome. Should I just go in the hedge?
No, why not?
Nah, we made it. We're good. Yeah. 0 to 60 is going to take you 13 seconds. Again, not very quick. Top speed, 106 miles an hour. You're not going fast in the Jaaaazz, but I must say, one of the big things is the steering is pretty decent. When you're going at slow speed, like trying to park or anything, it's really, really nice and light. But then when you get moving, get a bit faster, it gets a bit more weight to it. I wouldn't say it's too much weight, but anything, it helps you feel more stable. At first I was like, oh, it's a bit strange, but now I'm used to it. It's quite nice, because it's not like you're gonna worry about every little twitch of the wheel, because you're not gonna move too much. I feel in control, you know what I mean? But it's really easy to drive. Like, brakes, as you just demonstrated, well, I just demonstrated, I don't know why you would do it. Really good, to be fair. It's just simple to drive, which is a massive compliment. But not only is it simple, it's actually quite fun. Like, strangely, and this is a thing that plenty of other people have talked about, when a car is quite low on power, you can quite razz it. You're not really razzing it, because razzing it in this is 30 miles an hour if you're lucky, but it's quite fun because you can just put your foot down and see where you go. Admittedly, like I said, forward, but not fast. But how many cars can you just put your foot down most of the time? Not many. If you had a more powerful car, couldn't do it, but in this you can, and that is fun. It puts a smile on your face. You can whiz around, it's quite good. And as we're going to talk about, you're not worried about it too much, so it just allows you to drive it that little bit quicker. So all in all, I must say, the driving experience in this car is really good. Like, it's nice from the inside. It's fun to drive, and I'm just having a good time. I'm not insured on this for long, but I'll be driving it while I am, because it's good fun. The one thing I will say is the engine, when you're sort of idling or at low speeds, sounds quite loud. It sounds like it's idling really high, but then when you start driving, it just goes away. So it's not an issue, I guess, just an observation. So if you get one, don't worry. They just seem to do that. So there we go. No complaints about the Jaazz's driving, and now we're going to the Autobahn. And the final person that this car is perfect for is the learner driver. It really doesn't matter the state that this car is in. It is not expensive. Let's be honest, you're not going to worry too much about how it looks. So it's just perfect. As a parent or as the learner driver, there's a little bit less pressure because little dent in the side, it doesn't matter, mate, it's the Jaaaazz. Little scratch across the end of it, doesn't matter, mate, it's the Jaaaazz. Brick through the window because you've almost crashed into someone's house, matters a little bit maybe, you know, you might get some glass on you, but it's not a big deal. This also doubles up if you're not a learner driver, because if you've got a bit of a battered up car and you're whizzing around, people are going to get out of your way. You're not going to see anyone who like stops and beeps their horn at you, like being angry or trying to, you know, rear end you or anything, or get up close, tailgate. They're not going to do it because you look like you do not care about your car and potentially your life. So you're going to be left alone on the road. It's a relaxing, invigorating driving experience. And then whack an L plate on there and people are going to stay away from you, man. Like, they are going to be in like your own personal bubble, but it'd be like a mile radius bubble. It's going to be good. So what I'm saying is you can drive this car how you want. It doesn't really matter. So to finish, this car is for everyone. What possibly could stop you from buying it? It's just so versatile, so malleable, so usable for so many different reasons. And I do genuinely mean it. Obviously this has been a bit of a over-exaggeration perhaps, including my outfit changes and stuff. Big wardrobe was used today. But I do genuinely think that this car can suit so many needs. If you can just get past that thing of it being a little bit of a granny's car and, let's be honest, not looking particularly stylish or hip, at least as a base version. Maybe you could modify it, and if you do, please send them to me on my Instagram. That's not really a plug, I just want to see them. But yeah, you can follow it too if you want. And you can also like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to that dude as well, on the screen here as well. Not currently, but it will be later, yeah. Thank you for watching very much. I hope you have an excellent day. I will see you soon. Goodbye!